gone live and see if one of you guys talk. Make sure we're getting that too.
Hello, one and all.
Okay, it says we are.
Welcome to another rousing night of D&D.
Yay!
Dungeons and Dragons.
We're jamming spells, bitches. You got spells?
Careful.
We're gonna jam them. Oh, it says we're
Got the
streaming.
naughty
I don't see
words
it,
right in the first.
I don't
We're
believe
live and we're just ripping.
it's fine.
I just got the go live notification, so I think we're good.
Bam.
Oh, perfect. Love that for us.
Oh, Steve's gone. Okay, well, hey, welcome to the channel. This is Sean, the Unhumble Bard. We do D&D sometimes, but most of the time I'm just nervously posting music as if that's actual work, because real work has become less creative abruptly recently. So yay, we're here. Let's do things. Let me make sure I'm not too loud. It's either like y'all are too loud or I'm muted or too loud, but so maybe we get a happy medium. So here we are. Steve's still not back. So let's go down the line for everybody who forgot. Corey's not here playing Stacy, but my character is Scratch Cadigan and his sidekick Chonk. Scratch Cadigan, he's a ranger, beast master. Friend to the fur, but not, but only because he is an animal, not because he's a furry. So, but there we go, and we'll go down the line there. Who's next? Got Frogwalk or Clamp? You want to go? Anybody?
I'm Alex. I'm playing Clemph Eastwood, the fungal warlock. Who has made a pact with the High Lord Justice.
That's right. And then Lacey playing Frogwog.
I'm Lacey. I am 3 kobolds in a trench coat, and I am playing Frogwog Polyglog, a froggy, a halfling spiced frog man who is a druid, but also has sticky fingers. Well, he has a sticky tongue. Mm-hmm. I guess, and likes to steal things sometimes, because why not?
Yeah. No, that tongue's got a lot of action.
That tongue has gotten a lot of action, way more than me, but
Well, I was gonna say that the 3 kobolds in a trench coat. It's funny because you're in like literal Icewind Dale, you guys up there, the Great North.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been quite cold. It was so cold at work, in fact, that like we were like, at what point do we call OSHA? Because it's like I'm indoors and it's 60 degrees.
Yeah, dude.
And I've got like my work coat. I've got like my coat on at work, and I'm like, when do I bring a blanket? Like, at what point am I allowed to bring a blanket in here? Because this is not 60 in a building with heat. No,
that's crazy. Also, like, what the hell? Like, insulation just out the window? Or is this going out the window?
It's a super old building, and, like, the only heating stuff is in the back, and there's a hallway, but there's a lot of doorways. And there's no, like, blower to push it out, and the other heat is in the front along our windows in the front of the building, and that gets immediately lost to the cold. So, like, it's kind of a nightmare.
Yeah.
Cold all the time.
We've got it's not an old house. Like, it was built in early 90s, so it's not like super old, but like the windows are original, so they need replacing, and insulation's bad. Like, we've had quotes up here, but it's like even the cheapest quote's like $2,000. I'm like, I don't want to fucking I don't want to spend it. Just wait till we get a new house. But our neighbor just I don't know what because it hadn't been like
it's been like cold. Like, no infrastructure.
Right. Yeah. But our neighbor, like, I saw him the other day. There's like all these workers outside, all these trucks. I'm like, oh shit! And like, sure enough, his pipe burst. So they're having to do like foundation stuff, like pier replacement, like full overhaul. I'm like, good God, man! Like, gotta stay on that. It's worth it to just open your sink and like do a little drip.
Sucks.
Anyway, PSA, everybody, stay warm. Hey, okay. Yeah, Steve's back. We went down the line and reintroduced characters, whatever. So, stalling.
Oh, beautiful. All right. Yeah, sorry about that. My son decided to kick the side of his bed and hurt his foot. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? So, got him another blanket. Hopefully, he can snuggle in, keep warm, and yeah, we can get some stuff done here. All right, so we were.
Did you tell him we're gonna have to take the foot off?
It's gotta go.
Oh, he's in a mood right now. He would not tolerate that. Like,
He was blowing into the camera like
yeah.
I'm like,
No.
oh,
When
angry.
when he gets tired, he gets real weepy real fast, and it's like, oh man,
Same.
dude, you just need to relax. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, beautiful. So we introduced characters again. So I suppose I should recap where we left off then.
Please, because I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I was gonna say what it's been like 3 months since we played. It feels like.
Hot minute, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So going back, not terribly far, but at least back to within working memory here, you guys had taken a corporate espionage jobs for Crepsico to fly to a planet called Hydron 9 and sabotage the the water bottling company Coca-Cola with some like strange mysterious fluid you were given in a jar. So to that end, to sneak towards the planet, you guys had flown down to this distribution center with a diner on the top of it, and went and talked to some of the locals, trying to figure out where who is going with a load that way, hoping to maybe hijack someone's vehicle and head off to the planet. That's when you guys had met Bert and Trub, who were disguised as a Warforged, and trying to make their way out of the bar. And after essentially kind of like accosting them and telling them you were going to, give their secret a little bit, they agreed to help you guys out and take a job heading to that planet. That said, I believe where we'd left off last time is you guys had just hijacked, well, maybe not hijacked, but ransacked a Coca-Cola truck, stealing their, oh my gosh, what did I call that? Their like distribution like radar thing in the front of their window. I can't remember what I called it. But yeah, essentially you guys had ran off with that, gotten back into their truck, and the
Plumbus
flew off into space. Yeah. Going through the going through the distribution center, you guys got set up with a load headed towards Hydron 9. Now you guys are just kind of floating through deep space here. So I imagine Bert and Trub have got the their vehicle kind of out in front of you guys, and a few of you are on the Space Ford Taurus, your giant flying cow ship. I guess would any of you guys be riding with the two halflings in their weird, crappy Winnebago truck thing?
Frogwog's probably never been in a Winnebago, so yeah, I'll say I'm in there. I'll say I'm riding. Frogwog's a pretty social creature.
Is it just the cab and where they are, and then a separation, and then the load behind them?
It's kind of like the cab where they are, and then there's kind of like a bit like a camper, like right behind them. So it's kind of like a relatively longish ship, and then it's like the load behind that.
Okay.
So it's kind of like if I can do a draw a little bit better. So essentially, like there's like the cab, and then you've got like like a table, little like kitchenette thing, maybe a bunk bed. Just a kind of small little. Yeah, it's a bit like I want to say like either like a pop-up camper or one of those like a motorhome, but like really tiny.
I'm hearing like a really particular 80s song playing right now.
All right, and then behind that,
Half Dog Man.
yeah. But then you've got your big old load back here. Stop saying load. It's gonna mess with the algorithm.
So we're gonna get flags for so much stuff already.
I haven't even sworn yet. Now we're already getting flagged for stuff. Oh no.
I think maybe Cadigan would like hide out in back there with the load. Like,
okay,
kind of just have like another point of defense or secrecy. Add it to it.
Yeah, I like that.
But leave Chunk in the Taurus though.
Sure. So Chunk in the Taurus, and then I assume like Stacey would probably be in the Taurus. What about Klimph?
I think Clint would be in the Winnebago. I think he's
Beautiful ride, some friends.
So in this back compartment, can we see into the cab, or are we kind of?
Yeah, it's kind of like open. It's got like a bead door that looks into the yeah, into the oh my gosh, the whatchamacallit. Basically, you know the oh my gosh, what was it in Spaceballs? The what the heck was the name of their thing?
Dude, I haven't watched that in like 20 years.
I know. It's like I'm just on a blank right now, and it'd be so much funnier if I could remember the darn name of it. Yeah.
What was the name of their what?
Their ship, the Eagle 5. That's what it was.
Mm.
Here, hold on. Give me a second.
Oh dear.
There we go. Paste it in the chat. Yeah, so essentially it's like that, but like where the wings are at, that's where the trailer starts.
Oh yeah.
Yep. That's exactly what I've been envisioning this entire time.
Yeah.
All right, beautiful. So, all right, get rid of that. Okay.
Magnificent.
All right, so Stacy and Chunk then are back in the cow ship then. Let's see here. So I guess a bit of a I'm gonna go like mini lore dump here. So essentially, as you guys have like talked to these halflings a little bit, you guys realize that Trub is the talker. He's the top of the Warforged when they're going about their little disguise there. But like as you guys are kind of like riding in the back there, he's going on and on about like what they've been up to and like essentially his whole thing about like the different types of forge. So he talks about like the essentially the type of warforged that are made with like synthetic souls, and those are made with like basically recycled souls. He's got like a whole thing about that, and he talks about how like the distribution center is set up because they wanted to essentially hire workers that didn't need to worry about food or breathing or anything like that, and they thought it'd be perfect for these like long haul jobs, which pay particularly well. Meanwhile, Bert is a little more the quiet type, so he's kind of like, while Trub is going off and talking about stuff, he's like fixing some of their gear, navigating, that sort of stuff. Let's see here. I was thinking, because it's a bit of a drive to the next sphere for you guys. Maybe we do a bit of downtime here. Is there anything you guys would be up to while we're riding along, heading towards the planet?
Clean.
I would be thinking maybe about how to get back to what's left of my colony.
Okay.
And kind of where they are and like what happened to the planet that we lived on and kind of all that stuff.
Okay, so Frogrog is just kind of like ruminating.
Yeah, ruminating. I'm sitting in froggy pose, and got kind of like my hood pulled up over my head, kind of hunkered down. Yeah. Slow blink of my eyeballs.
I love it. Well, in that case, then it might be a good time to get into this then, because I kind of wanted to dive into some backstory a little bit while we're doing this little ride along here. I was gonna ask Lacey for Frogwog. Let's see here. Let's see here. So, like, I know it's been a while since you've like left your colony or your swamp or what have you. I forgot, how did you end up leaving? And when you left, was there anybody you talked to before you went?
So my planet's gone. It was just a planet in whatever area was getting slowly conquered by another force, and they were they were doing some real biological warfare nonsense, trying to essentially give us smallpox blankets, and
Oh, no.
they brought in like a wasting disease to try to destroy the swamp, and some weird skin stuff to try to kill off all the frog people, and me and some of my family and stuff kind of recognized that if we're gonna go, we gotta go, and try to get as many to come with us. And just too many of them were backwoods swamp frogs that were like, no, it's gonna be fine. This is our planet. This is where we live. This is where we're from. And so a pretty small amount of us, I'd say like maybe a fifth of our population at that. Not that we were super populous on the planet to begin with, but left and kind of ended up at a central location, and then from there everybody kind of dispersed to wherever they were going to go. And I've been on my way kind of trying to make money for my family and maybe try to find a place to settle and reassemble everybody. But whenever I'm at like a larger port, I kind of send off a message and hope that my siblings will get it, and eventually I'll get back to the large planet station where they are. And you can call that whatever you want to call it, but it's like it's wherever it is, it's somewhere that like a lot of different races are going to gather anyway, so it's not like my people specifically are going to be singled out because we're kind of a weird little race.
Yeah. So I got you. So just a handful of you were able to leave, and then you all kind of like congregated one last time before spreading out to hopefully not get further prosecuted and make your own separate ways.
Yeah, and like a small contingent stayed on this one place to try to maybe reassemble everybody later. So like whatever ancestors or like, not ancestors, but whatever like elders were still left that came with us. Like we'll say like my great grandma probably would have been one, and she's pretty freaking old, but she'd have been one of them. And then like another family's like uncle and a couple other people stayed like on this one planet where we all ended up initially, and then everybody kind of was like, let's spread out and figure it out, I guess, and see if we can find a good place for us to resettle.
I feel like I need to ask, like, does Frogwalk have like a ton of siblings? Because there's just a ton of frog eggs and
Like thousands.
Oh yeah, like well, I've had a ton of siblings. Now I don't have that many.
now
but,
they're
like,
not less, but so I was just thinking that's a pretty big
most of my
extended
favorite
family.
ones are still alive.
Beautiful. All right.
Like Migmog and
Yeah.
and Sleepy and I don't know.
All right. So I guess since we're kind of in that cab there, Trump's still kind of going off with stuff while Bert is doing his thing. Frogwog is sitting there ruminating. Clem, what are you up to?
I think Klimph is probably talking to Trub. I think he has found someone also into conspiracy theories. So Klimph is like full on like engaged. Like yes,
Yeah.
they're putting chemicals in the food that is making the frogs disappear. Like, that's what's going on.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
gonna prove
100%. This dude would be all about that shit. Like, no, like absolutely, yeah. All right. So I guess while you guys are chatting, then he kind of like lets you know. He's like, really after like animatedly, like excitedly talking back and forth for a little bit. He's like, hey, you know what? I know you guys probably want to, park your ship someplace so it'll be safe. We've actually got a little platform on that planet. We've get a nice little little hole we can kind of hang out and stuff when we drop stuff off there. If you guys want, we can check it out. You guys can crash for a little bit. Then we can help you drop off this load and get you guys off to where you need to be.
I think that sounds like a mighty fine idea, and I appreciate your hospitality, as it were.
He's like, heck yeah, and then he like guns it, like cranks the tunes and like let's go. They're shaking the rust off the Winnebago, like it's
It's that whatever that you got a nasty whatever reputation.
it's just Rush. That's all it is. It's just
Yeah.
Yes, a blessing from the gods. I'm so happy. That fills me with glee. You want a song off what album? I got you.
beautiful. So yeah, why we're diving into backstories a little bit. I think I was curious. Was Clem close to anybody when he was on his colony ship, and when he left? Like, was there anybody he was close to say goodbye to? Like, what happened there?
Yeah, so I think Klimph probably while talking to Trub would bring up his mentor, I guess, would kind of be like the person who inducted Klimph into the Order of Justice. Olfeet is his name. Olfeet the fungi. Um, so he there's not really Klimph came from the Hauler, which is a abandoned cruise liner that the colony kind of took over. He doesn't they're mushroom people, so they don't really have like traditional families. He kind of just sprouted, so everyone is sort of interrelated to everybody else. There's not really like a the social structure is weird. So
Yeah.
Old Feet is both his brother, father, mother, also his best friend. So, this guy is part of this order that worships Justice. They follow a strict code. And part of that is going out and sort of exploring and experiencing the universe and then bringing that back to the Hauler. So Klimph is kind of on his walkabout right now, trying to spread the word of Justice, make things a little more just and juicy in the universe before coming back.
Nice.
Awesome. I feel like you need to ask: are there like different sects aboard the ship where you've got like the Seventh Day Fermentus or anything like that? Like,
yeah, I think there are definitely different beverages. Yeah, it for some reason it's all beverages. I think because it's an old cruise liner, there was lots of like old promotions left about packages left, so that like really heavily influenced them for some reason.
So some of them really drink the Kool-Aid, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Stop.
The Kool-Aids are the most hard line. They're like the fundamentalist of the.
Oh my God! Stop.
Oh, I love it. Perfect. All right.
Oh,
So-
Lord.
So actually, I got one other question about the Hauler, and then we'll move on here. Is the Hauler just adrift, or are they like piloting it somehow, or how does that?
Yeah, we've definitely kind of. It definitely at first was adrift, and we've slowly sort of fixed it. Kind of. I think I would say half of the engine probably works. The other half is just we've kind of rammed other ships into it, like tugboat style, and just sort of push it along. And it's kind of this hodgepodgey, very like the Burrow from Harry Potter kind of, but in space, just cargo containers strapped to places and then kind of welded in. So it like could never land or really dock anywhere. It's just kind of this amalgamation of growth.
Beautiful. I love it. Speaking of fungus, I imagine from like the cow ship, you hear like Stacy talking to Gus over the comms, and be like, "What are you doing?" I remember Gus being our own pregnant fungus that's living on your current ship.
No, that's the grossest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Pregnant fungus.
That's
Never
right.
again in a sentence.
I guess with spore, I don't know. That's long story short.
Most worse, Steve.
Poor
Most
choice of
worse.
words.
Spore choice. Yeah. So Cadigan, you're kind of alone there in the back of the in the trailer along with the Lotus stuff. What are you doing back there?
Yeah, well, Cadigan's taking it in, meditating as he walks up and down the aisles. I'm imagining of cargo back there, checking out everything, and eventually pulls up to a corner, makes himself comfortable, starts taking out his guns so he can clean it and prepare for the next adventure here, or next part of this adventure, and he Yeah, and he's remembering. I guess if you want to go like backstory, he's remembering during this downtime.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
As he's alone, he's got time to think. He's like, man, I'm kind of lonely back here. He left Chonk on the ship, which is still the right move. He didn't want Chonk up in here, but now he's kind of lonely without him, and he remembers. He just has a flashback to when he first met Chonk, and it was another job actually. Cadigan was a young man, a young bounty hunter. He started out. Him and his brother were a duo, a team, and they came upon the assignment was to break it. Not unlike similar to what we got going on here. He's break into a facility and then retrieve a device that had been stolen by my client. And my brother and I, we got up in there. We waited till nightfall. We did everything right. And but by the time we had snuck in, gotten past the defenses without anybody noticing, up on the catwalk, above all the security defenses, everything, we got past everything. And I swear to Juices, we didn't set off any alarms. It was an inside job. We got betrayed. We think it was one of the person who hired us. Just I don't know what happened, but things got cross, and it turned into a shootout. And things got real sad real quick. It ended in a draw, as in kind of everybody lost. Everybody was wounded. My brother, Kiddigan, I don't know, got taken out, and but we took everybody else out, but he died in my arms, and it was right after the people we were attacking had a couple of guard dogs there, big mean some bitches come at us, and they were snarling, and one got I saw my brother, that dog had him down by his throat, and he just ragdolling him at one point. So I shot that damn dog, and then the other one too. I shot everything in that goddamn facility. I went mad with rage for my brother down, and then as I'm sitting there holding my brother, watching him bleed out, and I'm crying tears, they got the sirens going off, and there's like gas leak coming in. I didn't care. I was gonna go down with the ship. It was an asteroid facility wherever we was. But then, in all the chaos, I hear a little cry from a back room and a little whimper, and I go back there, and there's this little pup just sitting there, couldn't be 6 weeks old, and I took my gun out and I put it right to his head. I was like, "You son of a bitch, your mother and father killed my brother." But he just looked at me with them puppy dog eyes, and he licked the end of my gun, and I couldn't do it. Something snapped in me. And I picked up that pup, and I got the hell out of there, and grabbed my brother's gun. That's what I got right here. That's my rifle. That's the only thing I got left of him. I said you guys always notice him cleaning his gun, but there's one part he never cleans. That's where his brother's blood's still on the stock there by the trigger. So, yeah, man. Well, I took that day. Chonk and I bonded, and he's been with me ever since. And I don't know. We both lost a lot that day, and we're all we got left. So that's what we're doing in this world.
Ooh, dang, that's. I was about to ask if you had a sister Kerrigan.